Hi, everybody. So, yesterday was the first time I took the opportunity to record my drive as I was driving over to an appointment. And I had so many people reach out to me directly through email telling me how much they appreciated it, that I thought I'll do that again today because I am in a different part of Barrhaven and looking at the kind of questions people had, I thought instead of just answering those questions one on one, I'll try to answer those questions in a quick video that captures a different part of the suburb. So today I am on the south of Woodruff Avenue. I came to pick up some flowers from a very kind lady who is on a Facebook group of gardeners from Barrhaven that I'm also a part of. And she was splitting her flowers, so she had put a note out on the group and asked if somebody wanted some flowers that she was hoping to gift. So I drove out right away, and now I have three different types of flowers in my trunk that I'm hoping to put into the ground the moment I get home. So, actually, I'll take a quick moment to talk about that a little bit more because that's actually quite interesting and quite unique to my experience here in Canada. So, the summers here are extremely loved for obvious reasons. The winter is harsh. So if you look on the right here, look at the beautiful hostas that they have in the front yard. So most people put in a lot of time, effort, and energy into their front yards and their backyards, and it is something that keeps us very busy during the summer months. So for anybody who's noticing, there's a lot of gardening that goes on around here in in Canada. So, like I said, the winters are harsh. So basically, what that means is we take a lot of time during the summer to make sure that we enjoy the greenery, we enjoy the flowers, we enjoy the color. So typically, everybody starts around the end of April and the first week of July, the in Canada Day weekend, which is this weekend, is when things really start coming together for everybody. When the flowers start blooming, the vegetables start giving their first produce. So at that time, people will start splitting their flowers and start gifting things away because they want to create more space when things start growing really fast. So I had come to pick up the flowers. Now, a few questions that got asked. Um, I will answer those questions during this quick drive and during this quick video. So one of the key questions that was asked was, folks wanted a sense of if what I had shared yesterday is typical of a neighborhood in Canada. So yeah, this is not what you would call a high end neighborhood. It's not by any stretch a low end neighborhood, but it's definitely not a this is not a very expensive the neighborhood. So some folks had heard me say that an average house is $500,000 to $600,000, and they wanted to get a sense of that at that price point, was this a high end neighborhood? No, this is pretty much I would say average middle class. What you are seeing both in terms of the houses, as also what you're seeing in terms of how the neighborhoods are laid out, this would be a typical average middle class neighborhood. So if you move to Canada and you live in a suburb in an average middle class neighborhood, you are looking to live in a place like this. Now, the other thing that is really unique is these strip malls that you will find everywhere. So when you see these strip malls, like there was one here right now that we just drove by, and when you see these strip malls have the majority of the economic activity that is in a particular neighborhood. So the strip mall that we just went by, that has a pizza store, it has an Indian store. So it has a few places like that that you would have seen. uh, you know I actually lost my camera because I brake too hard. So I just want to make sure that I just wanted to make sure that it was not falling off. So these strip malls are a key part of the local economic activity. So it's like the bazaars that you would have uh, back in India. You can find most of the stuff that you need. Like, so the strip mall that we went by had a bar in it. It has an Indian store. It had a vet clinic. It also has a physiotherapy clinic, a dental clinic, and the between the Indian store and the pizza shop, you can find food, ethnic food too, and then there were some professional services there. So that was another question that somebody had asked, saying like it looks like everything is residential. So what happens when somebody has to get something? Do you have to go a long distance? Typically, you'll have to drive a little bit. Life is a bit difficult in Canada without a car. You'll if you look on the left over here, and it's coming up on the right too, you will see a bus stop. So there is a bus service that will go through a neighborhood like this. So right over here, if you look on the right, you will see the bus stop. The bus number is 277 for this area, and the bus will come on a weekend, especially once every 30 minutes or 40 minutes. I don't know what the frequency is during the weekdays, but when I used to take the bus, it used to be 20 minutes. So the bus would come every 30 minutes, and it is. Um, it used to be a lot more predictable. Like, it's still, especially during the summer, during the spring, the summer, and the fall, when there's no snow and when the weather is not very unpredictable, you can count upon the bus being on time. But during the winters, I have to accept that the bus sometimes is not on time. But the bottom line with the question that was asked, the bottom line on that is that if you have to go and buy something specific, something special, you do have to go to a place where you will find the bigger stores. But in general, for your day to day, often the strip malls you can find, and the basic wares like milk and bread, or some food. So what I'll do is I'll drive by another one of these locations for you to see how we do have them very close to the residential spaces, and that will give you more of an idea of. And then I do have to go and get some gas, so I'll make the video till I stop for the gas. So again, gas stations within 2 kilometers of where I live, there's about 6 or 7 gas stations, so that's not difficult at all. 24/7, you can have the gas, access to gas. This on the left, it was in the video yesterday too, is the high school here. It's a pretty big school, and you can see it's Mother Teresa High School. Um, Huge infrastructure for education in our high schools here. The high school sometimes over here would mirror what would be a small college back in India. So that's something that, from an infrastructure point of view, that the society has invested in fair bit. On the right over here, you will see a Catholic school. This is again, I don't know what the technical term for but it's Pierre Elliott Trudeau School. So elementary school, yes, elementary school. So we're just going by it. On the right over here is the strip mall that I'm going to very quickly drive through so that you have a sense of. Right after this light over here on the right hand side is also some commercial establishments. You can say Juluka's Pizza is there. But over here, uh, this is very close to my house, and over here will typically come for food and stuff. So there's a Greek place right here. There's a dental clinic. There's a abacus-based mental health program. Then there's a Indian and South Asian Aini, a music school, a diagnostic center, a bakery and a Mediterranean restaurant, a salon, then an Italian bakery with space outside, a patio to sit. Right in front is the station for the transit way, Longfield Station, and over here again, as I mentioned, there's a Pakistani eating joint, and then there's a convenience store, together with a chiropractic clinic. So ample parking space for people to park when they are visiting any of these establishments, and then you have residential right next to them. So these houses that we are driving through right now would be called row houses, because they uh, they are attached to each other. So when you're living in a house, you have a house right next to you, share a wall. So they're also called townhomes. So typically single family townhomes, but people would also be renting them, you know. So the last question that got asked yesterday was, the access to medical facilities when you are living in a suburb like this, like Barrhaven. So yeah, there's local medical access in terms of both family clinics as well as walk-in clinics. So in Canada, if you need medical attention, you can either go to your family doctor, which will be the family clinic that you are registered with as a patient. They'll have your all of your medical history. It's difficult, increasingly becoming very very difficult to find a family doctor right when you get here, and this is something that I had mentioned in an unrelated video before, that come prepared for that. Also, when you're here, especially when you come in as a resident, as a permanent resident, start your search for a family doctor right away. You usually have to leave your contact information and your expression of interest with a few doctors, so start that right away. So yeah, we have local access. So for example, right here we're going to go past Jalukas again. On the right is a pharmacy, and in Canada, especially since COVID, the pharmacist can actually give you can assess you for some of the common ailments and actually give you medicine for it now. So they've actually brought the pharmacists to that, giving active care. Um, you know, so you can have that, but also, like I said, there's walk-in clinics. So when you'll go to a walk-in clinic, you just need your medical card, and typically depending upon how busy the clinic is and how many doctors are there at the moment when you get there, you would have some waiting, but you can definitely get that immediate attention that you're looking for. And for anything that is serious or that requires a specialist to look at you, they will refer you to a hospital. So there's there's a few very big institutional hospitals here in Ottawa: Queensway, Carleton, Civic, Broyers. There's also a specialty hospital for children, which is the Eastern Ontario Hospital for Children. And so you do have access to specialized care, but typically when you need immediate medical attention, you'll go to the local medical clinic, or you'll go to your family doctor. So I hope this was useful. And yes, we do have roundabouts here too in Canada. They're not as many as they used to be where I grew up, but there's at least a few. And I find that most people over here struggle on a roundabout, especially when they are here um, during their early years. So, with that, I'll take your leave, and I'll hopefully see you soon. Tomorrow is Canada Day, and my plan is actually to start a new series called "Oh Canada," which will be all about understanding Canada and what Canada has to offer and what are the challenges in Canada as we speak. So, I look forward to seeing you in that series. And for anybody who's celebrating Canada Day, have an absolutely great Canada Day.